Hey everybody, BrickLover18 here today with another episode of Ask Brick. It has been a while since I last made an episode, but I'm so excited to be back. If you don't know, if this is your first time checking it out, Ask Brick is my Q&A show here on YouTube where you ask me questions down in the comments of any of my videos. Use the hashtag AskBrick, and I'll answer it up here on a Q&A video just like this. I've got so many great questions for today's episode, so let's just jump right into it. The first question is from BrickLover225. Do you have a LEGO store close to you where you might score old sealed LEGO sets? I particularly have a local comic book store that sells old and new LEGO that people bring in to trade. Well, BrickLover225, I don't think so. I wish I did. I've been looking, I'm actively looking and stuff like that, but I genuinely don't think I have anywhere near me that sells LEGO besides official toy stores and the LEGO store. I know I'm in Toronto, so that's a weird thing to say. I feel like there is somewhere, but I'm just missing out on it. I used to have like antique stores back home where I used to live, where there every once in a while would get some Lego in. It wasn't very often, but like at least happened a little bit. But here in Toronto, I have not found any place that has like Lego ever. If you live in Toronto and you have any suggestions or anything like that for me, please let me know. I know there used to be like a few unofficial Lego stores close by. Unfortunately, they all shut down, which is really sad. Those closed before I moved to Toronto. But right now, I'm genuinely thinking that Toronto is missing that niche market of Lego fans that want to be purchasing used Lego, new, used Lego, whatever it might be. I wish there was a like a Bricks and Minifigs kind of close to me. I think that would be absolutely incredible. It would be so much fun. Like any kind of store like that. But no, BrickLover225 to my knowledge, I don't have one near in Toronto. If anybody else is from Toronto and has been here longer than I have and they do know of a place, please let me know. I'd love to go. But yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think that there is a good place near me that I could score sealed Lego sets or even used Lego sets or minifigures or parts or whatever it might be. But good question. Apprentice Builds asked, Ask Brick, do you get upset when you spend hours filming and editing a video that you're really proud of and then you go upload it and then barely any of your subscribers end up watching the video? Apprentice Builds, this is also a really good question because that is one of the most frustrating and, one of the most heartbreaking and just like demotivating parts of being a YouTuber. Every YouTuber will say some videos take no effort at all to film. I would say Ask Brick videos here are very low effort to film. It takes me 20 to 30 minutes to film an episode. They come out to be 12 minutes each. It probably takes 40 minutes of editing. I follow the same template. I use the same overlays and different text. This is a very cut and paste episode. It doesn't take a lot of creativity and it doesn't take a lot of background work that you wouldn't see on video. Basically, what you're seeing here is what you're getting. I'm not doing many other shots. I'm not spending hours setting up the camera angle. All the settings, I write them down so I always know exactly what camera settings I need to film a shot like this. So I would say like these videos are pretty low maintenance. But then there's the other videos that I make that are super high maintenance. They're the ones that, like the Roman Colosseum review, for example, is an example of a video that I was upset with how many views it was getting because I spent 11 hours building that set. I then spent hours filming the review. I had a slider out. I was changing the lighting. Every shot was a new setting. Those ones that, that took a lot of time to film and then piece together and film the audio and link out everything together. And I tried to make a couple videos over it. Those videos didn't do really well. I know, like, even there's just been like an example of a few videos. I'm not going to start ranting off into it, but there has been a few videos where I'm just like, man, I spent hours working on that video. I, had 3 cameras going, multiple shots, multiple angles, having to sync up audio and all that stuff. And it's like, wow, like 1% of my subscribers watch this video. That's disappointing. It's hard. It is like super hard, I would say. And as I said, it's very sometimes demotivating and one of the worst parts about being a Lego YouTuber because you genuinely put so much time and effort into the projects you're doing, and no matter if it's a low maintenance video like this or a really high maintenance video that I spend hours and hours on, I obviously want my subscribers to watch it. I want them to enjoy it. I want them to interact and engage with it. So it's hard when that doesn't happen, and I'm not saying that it's the subscribers' fault. I'm not saying it's not my fault. It's a combination, I would say, of my fault, of me maybe not wanting and not making the content that people want to see. I would say it's also YouTube's algorithm that's a big part because some videos do so well and other videos that I upload the same day don't. And I'm just like, I just don't understand sometimes how it goes. But yeah, no Apprentice Bricks. I would say, like, I definitely do get upset, but I don't let it hold me back, because if I, upload a video and it doesn't do very well, and I spend hours and hours like dwelling on it, that's not going to be productive for anybody. If I upload a video that does awful, sometimes I re-upload it. Sometimes I change the thumbnail, I change the title, I do something different just to make it a little bit more, try and reboost the algorithm. Maybe the algorithm didn't pick it up this first time, but it can pick it up the second time. So sometimes I do things like that. Sometimes I really like investigate. Okay, obviously maybe this is not something my viewers want to see. Sometimes it's just changing the thumbnails up and stuff like that. So when I do get upset, I definitely do get upset, but instead of dwelling on that being upset or making that demotivate me, I try and do some things that will help make learn from that experience, or just make it so it doesn't happen again. I haven't got there yet. As you can see, some of my most recent videos that I'm very happy with have not gotten a ton of new, like a ton of views and stuff like that. And it's definitely hard. It's because views are, it's not like a business, like with a BrickLink store. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but like a BrickLink store is one of those things that you directly see what you put into it, what you get out of it. If I'm spending hours uploading new parts and packing orders, I'm gonna get more orders. If I'm putting all these new parts in, that's gonna translate to sales. YouTube, you could spend 10 hours a day on it, and sometimes it can do really, really well and do wonders. Other times you're just wasting that 10 hours. So it's really hard. It's one of those things, like, it's trying to find that balance, trying to stay motivated when it's hard to. But yeah, no, Roberta's build, I definitely do get upset. I think honestly anybody would, when you put your work out there that you're really proud of and you're really happy with, and it just doesn't get the intended audience that you want it to, no matter whose fault it is. If it's your own, if it's your subscribers, if it's YouTube's, like, definitely it's a little upsetting. Gaming with Bat asked Brick, do you plan on doing future giveaways? Absolutely. I haven't done one since I think Christmas now. Yeah, definitely Christmas or something like that. Giveaways are a lot of fun. I find that they help bring new viewers to the channel and stuff like that. I don't love giveaways in the sense that people use them to really grow their channels. That's great, but sometimes they only join for the giveaways, and if you're not going to upload more giveaways, people aren't going to join and you continue to watch your content. So I'm always hesitant. I don't want to be the channel that only does giveaways, because I actually want my viewers to stick around and watch my content for LEGO and their love of LEGO, not just to win prizes. But I'll definitely be doing future giveaways because I think they're a great way to boost subscribers, boost engagement, and I honestly just like giving some LEGO away. Maybe when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'd give away like a bigger set versus just some of the smaller ones that I did. But yes, more giveaways definitely coming soon. iTech asked this question on my most recent Bricks Tower rebuild update, where I was talking about the Ellen Studio. If it would happen that Ellen retires from her show, will you keep the LEGO mock or will you change it to another talk show? Also, why did you pick Ellen DeGeneres? That's a great question. I was answering this question on the comment on the video, but I also wanted to give an answer here so everybody has an understanding. He's referring to the Ellen Studio that I have in my Bricks Tower. If you haven't checked out that video yet, definitely go do that. But essentially, why Ellen DeGeneres? So that was a show that my mom and I actually used to watch every night when I was a kid, probably like 11 to 12 or like 13 years old. Within that age range, we watched it like every single night. We always loved it. It was kind of our show to watch together because it's so funny, and I liked hearing like what all the celebrities and stuff like that were up to. Because I'm a very much like, I like to build what's real to me. I like to build cities. I like to build mocks and stuff like that. I'm not a sci-fi person. I like to build what's real in my life and what's relevant. With the Ellen DeGeneres show being part of my routine, something I did every single day, naturally, I started to build that in LEGO. I had an Ellen Studio many, many times over the course of my, I started when I had my LEGO in the basement at my house. Before I even got my first LEGO room, I had an Ellen Studio there. It was like a huge building on 248 by 48 base plates. It was like 4 stories. It was insane. It was like I just watched a video of it. It was the ugliest mock ever. But like, I had it and I loved it. I thought it was cool. Eventually, I translated that to a smaller set, and then smaller, then it got bigger, then smaller, and I've just had so many iterations of this Ellen Studio because part of me doesn't want to tear it apart, even though I don't really watch Ellen anymore, and I haven't for the last few years. Sometimes I just watch the clips on YouTube. I've always liked that Ellen Studio has special memories for me because of how much I played with it when I was a kid. Like, I would build it and I would have the minifigures do stuff. I just love the behind the scenes of it, I think, as well. Like, the show itself was great. I had the show studio built on the top floor, but then the rest of the 4-story building and all the other parts was just the behind the scenes, like the dressing rooms, the control room, the prop house. Like I was just like really big into TV and film at that point. So I think part of it was the Ellen studio. And because I was just so into it with my mom and stuff like that as a kid, I've never torn it apart, and I've just, made it better. And it's just a much smaller scale now. It's on the bottom floor bricks tower. It's not even two 36 by 36 base plates. It's very tiny, but it gets the job done, and it's still special to me. If Ellen retires from her show, I plan on keeping it, unless I really get sick of it or something like that, or I need the space for something else. I love where it is in my Lego city right now. It's the bottom floor bricks towers. It fits in quite nicely. In the event that, say Ellen did retire, or, a worse scandal came out and I wanted to get rid of it, I personally don't really watch any other talk shows that I would replace Ellen with. So if I was going to replace that space in my city, it would probably be with another mock or like another new studio or something like that. But no, I have no plans to do that anywhere in the near future. This next question is from Bob Builds. This was asked a couple months ago, and I think it's been answered. But why don't you stream? So until a few weeks ago, I just didn't stream because it was never something I really thought of doing. I never had the time. I never had the setup and stuff like that. But most recently, I've actually been experimenting with streaming. I did a whole unboxing of the LEGO road plates a few weeks ago, all live on YouTube. I want to make an Ask Brick episode very, very soon, live on YouTube. Instead of me answering your questions and then editing this video, I'd be like, wow, I could just talk to you all right here. I can answer your questions live and engage with you actually in real time. I haven't been able to do that yet. I like to film these videos and like on the weekends and upload them on Wednesdays. I work 9 to 5, so it would definitely be harder to do on a Wednesday, but maybe I'll be able to do like a 12 to 1, which is my lunch hour one of these days, or even do a weekend. But I think it'd be pretty fun to do a live stream episode of Ask Brick, and I want to continue doing live streams in the future because I think they're fun to do, and the more I do them, the more I want to do them, and I think they're fun and engaging. So that's definitely my plan, is to do more live streams in the future. So why don't I stream? I just never really did in the past, but I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming very soon. This question is from Bricksar. Are you actively looking for things you can add to your BrickLink store? That is a great question, Bricksar. I'm so bad at this. I do BrickLink as like a supplement to my income. I do it because it's a more consistent form of income than YouTube to pay my rent here in my studio. I don't consider myself a bricklinker. I don't think that I do enough of it to quantify that. I think I only have about 25,000 parts in my store. That's up from, I think that's 15,000 new parts in a year, plus all the ones I sold. I've had a really good year of orders, for my small business. But in terms of actively looking for things to add to my BrickLink store, I do try. I'm always checking the sales. Right now, this year's been really hard because I bought a lot of stuff in the summer. But here in Canada, or specifically here in Toronto, I'm legally not allowed to buy Lego at the store right now. Your Walmart, all the big box stores are legally not allowed to sell Lego because it's a non-essential product. So I have not been able to buy any Lego at a store except for the Lego store where it's curbside since the start of the new year. So since January, basically 2020. Well, no, that's not true. I would say most likely early. It was like late March that I started not being able to buy Lego. I stopped going to the store because COVID was getting so bad in January. I actually get my groceries delivered and all that stuff. I don't go to the store. So in the sense that was it, I literally can't buy Lego right now if I wanted to. Before that, it's always hard because we get awful sales here in Canada. Unlike the US where I see your sales all the time, I see these great deals you're getting on Lego sets, we don't get nearly that good of deals. So when it's harder to run a BrickLink store, I would say, in Canada because we just don't have the same access to the deals. Sometimes I'll get lucky and find sets 30, 40% off, but I've never seen sets 70% off or 50% off. I always look on Amazon to see if there's any new sales. I'm always on the Lego Shop at Home website, Toys R Us. Sometimes you get lucky and you get sets there. But for the most part, I am always searching for things to add to my BrickLink store. It's always on my mind when I go to a Walmart or something like that, is I got to check the Lego aisle to see if there's any sales. But I don't go to a store enough to always be actively looking like some BrickLinkers do. They go to the store every single day to try and get the best deals. I just don't have access to those deals here in Canada, nor do I'm able to do that. And it's especially been hard because Lego's legally not allowed to be sold right now in Canada. So hopefully when things start to open back up, I'll be able to start going to the stores and getting some of the older sets, because I'm assuming now with the new product line, they're going to have to put them on sale to bring the new sets in. So it's going to be my goal to try and get as many sets on sale as I can, because I want to grow my BrickLink store and I want to make sure it's a more concrete form of income for me to help supplement my hobby and supplement this rent space. But yeah, no, that's a long-winded answer again, Bricksar. I'm always actively looking, but you've noticed my store doesn't grow a lot, and it's because I just don't have access to the same deals or opportunities that some bricklinkers do. And I'm always trying to find new things, but it's not a super big priority. Like if I wanted to find deals, I feel like I could, but I'm happy with my input right now. I'm looking the output, and I don't really want to change too much of it. But yes, always actively looking and always want to find the best deals possible. All right, everyone. So I'm going to leave that here. I answered a bunch of good questions today. All of them were pretty long-winded answers and gotten a few rants actually, and just to kind of giving you a little behind the scenes of everything going on with me. But it's been fun so far. I'm really excited to be back here with an Asperk episode. Like I said, I just haven't done one of these in so long, so it's really exciting to be back and answering your questions. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments below. As I said, don't forget to use the hashtag AskBrick because it's easier for me to find the questions, and I want to make sure I answer them here on video instead of just responding to your comment. So thanks again so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you here in the next video.